Top of the day, beautiful people. Top of the day. Betwabu. We are starting in a brand new book today. We are done with the Torah, the books of Moses, the first 5 books of Moses, or the, what do you call it? Torah. The Old Testament is considered the Tanakh. All right, but today we're reading Joshua 1, 2, and 3. And Yahuwah shows us and teaches us how to meditate. All right, so let's go ahead and get started and take a sip of water first. Betwabu, ya. Hey, girl, hey. Okay, let's get started. Now it came to pass after the death of Moses, the servant of Yahuwah. It came to pass that Yahuwah spake unto Joshua, the son of Nun, Moses' minister, saying, Moses, my servant, is dead. Now therefore arise, go over this Jordan, thou and all this people, unto the land which I do give to them, even to the children of Israel, or Yisraeli. Every place that the sole of your foot shall tread upon, that have I given unto you. And I said as I said unto Moses, from the wilderness and this Lebanon, even unto the great river, the river Euphrates, all the land of the Hittites, and unto the great sea toward the going down of the sun shall be your coast. There shall not be any man able to stand before thee all the days of thy life. As I was with Moses, so will I be with thee. I will not fail thee nor forsake thee. Be strong and of good courage. For unto this people shalt thou divide for an inheritance the land which I swear unto their fathers to give them. Only be thou strong and very courageous, that thou may observe to do according to all the law which Moses my servant commanded thee. Turn not from it to the right hand or to the left, that thou mayest prosper whithersoever thou goest. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. Have not I commanded thee, be strong and of good courage? Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed, for Yahuwah thy God is with thee wherever thou goest. I want to just bring this point up. Some people may know, some people may not. Some people may not have heard of it. But when you hear about meditation in different factions of life, most of the time in church, and sometimes not. People just tend to sit and meditate sometimes, or sit and be quiet, reflect on their life, or just sit in peace and quiet because their day is so busy. There's actually strength in doing that. When you can find a quiet place just to sit and cut off everything, all the electronics, all the noise. I mean, some of us may have 5 minutes a day simply because of such busy lives we live, whether it's with children, business, jobs, whatever. But it's really conducive to your health that we learn how to do this. Some people I heard in like yoga, they sit and they clear their mind. But Yahuwah tells us, he said when we meditate, he said we aren't to clear our mind. Yeah, clear our mind of clutter and a bunch of, it's this term called monkey mind, when you try and sit and get quiet, your mind is going all over the place. Well, that's a natural thing. You have to learn how to calm your own mind. Sit, breathe quietly. Some people sit in the dark. Some people, they just sit where they can sit as long as it's quiet. But once you can control your mind, that monkey mind or the rampant running mind, breathe, concentrate. And when you begin to roll Yahuwah's words, he said, this book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou may observe to do according to all that is written therein. For thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. Not only is there peace in meditation, but there's also success in meditation when we do it according to the way Yahuwah told us to do it. Because when we meditate, we get instruction. If we're meditating in his law and his words, if we understand the principles behind his words that we're learning as we read the stories, we can take that out and apply it today to our life. Thus, we will be prosperous and will have good success, because now these are not just stories in a book that we read religiously, but it is literally instruction for our life, and it is timeless throughout all generations. The principles never change. So when you meditate, pick something out of here. I don't even care if it's one scripture. It could be a whole passage. But whatever helps you, take one and meditate on it, on what Yahuwah said. And that one scripture, a lot of the times, at least I know with me, and I've heard from a lot of people, that one particular scripture can be exploded in 1,000 different ways. And what's awesome is different people can get a different explosion of information and wisdom from that very same scripture. I mean, it could be totally different, but all relevant and all true and all freaking amazing. So when we meditate in day and night, we change the course of our life. It causes us to think. It causes us to be calm. And it helps us and it gives us wisdom for whatever wisdom we're seeking in our life at that time. That's what the scriptures will do. Okay. And we can just apply it bit by bit. We may not get it all at once, but as we're daily learning and meditating, Yahuwah will begin to deal with us on different things in the order that he sees fit, and he can begin to break up all that fallow ground in our hearts and in our life to where we can see clearly and we can use the principles. And as we begin to use them and apply them to our life, people begin to take notice. You don't ever have to preach a day in your life, but as you apply it, change first, it happens inside. And a lot of people don't see the changes that happen inside. Even when you cleanse your body and you begin to clean it, if you're somebody that's used to putting wrong things in your body all the time, the changes aren't immediately noticeable to the outside visible eye, but you can feel the changes happening on the inside of the body. And if you keep being consistent, if you learn how to be consistent in doing those things that are good and right, changes, it's just a law that what happens inside, it's going to begin to show outside, because as the inside changes and molds, it literally changes the outside mold to the physical eye. Now everybody can see what's been happening over this long period of time. They see the actual manifestation of what's being done in secret, because what's happening in the body is being done in the secret. What's happening on the outside of the body, all the world can see, so those are the things we should be looking for. I mean, and people on the outside, they can only look and see what's happening on the outside. Just like when you're losing weight, if they watch you over the course of a period of time, they're like, oh yeah, she's slimming up, or he's slimming up, or I can see the changes, your face is clearing up. And people know when they see changes, there are changes taking place that they can't see. So people are like, well, what are you doing? I know you're doing something, and there's always something, because change happens. It's a catalyst of something that you've been doing that other people can't see. Some people, maybe those closest to you, do, but those who just see you throughout the day or whatever, maybe just associates or maybe people that don't live with you, they'll begin to ask questions. Like, I know you're doing something, because, I see your face is bright. It's clearing up. You know, girl, what kind of exercise regimen you doing? And that's just the principle of what I'm explaining, So when we begin to meditate like Yahuwah says, we may not immediately see those changes, because it goes through and it cleans up, and we have to understand some things. And as we begin to apply it, wisdom begins to flow. All right? So I read that again, verse 8 and 9, just because it's good all day long. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. Have I not commanded thee? Be strong and of good courage. Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed, for Yahuwah thy God is with thee whithersoever thou goest. Then Joshua commanded the officers of the people, saying, Pass through the host, and command the people, saying, Prepare you victuals, for within 3 days ye shall pass over this Jordan, to go in to possess the land which Yahuwah your God shall give you to possess it. And the Reubenites and the Gadites and the half tribe of Manasseh spake Joshua, saying, Remember the word which Moses, the servant of Yahuwah, commanded you, saying, Yahuwah your God has given you rest, and hath given you this land. Your wives, your little ones, and your cattle shall remain in the land which Moses gave you on this side of Jordan. But ye shall pass before your brethren armed, all the mighty men of valor, and help them, until Yahuwah have given your brethren rest, as he hath given you. And they also possess the land which Yahuwah your God give them. Then ye shall return unto the land of your possession, and enjoy it, which Moses, Yahuwah's servant, gave you on this side of Jordan toward the sun rising. Yes. Nope. Give me a second, Bella. And they answered Joshua, saying, All that thou commandest us will we do, and whitherso thou goest, whithersoever thou sendest us, we will go. According as we hearken unto Moses in all things, so we will hearken unto thee. Only Yahuwah thy God be with thee as he was with Moses. Whosoever he be that doth rebel against any of thy commandment will not hearken unto thy words and all that thou commandest him, he shall be put to death. Only be strong and be of good courage. Joshua chapter 2. And Joshua the son of Nun set out of Shittim 2 men to spy secretly, saying, Go view the land, even Jericho. And they went and came into the harlot's house named Rahab, and lodged there. And it was told the king of Jericho, saying, Behold, there came men in hither tonight of the children of Israel to search out the country. And the king of Jericho sent unto Rahab, saying, Bring forth the men that are come to thee, which are entered into thine house, for they be come to search out all the country. And the women took the 2 men and hid them, and said thus, There came men unto me, but I wist not whence they were. And it came to pass about the time of the shutting of the gate, when it was dark, that the men went out. Whether the men went, I wot not. Pursue after them quickly, for ye shall overtake them. But she had brought them up to the roof of her house, and hid them in the stalks of flax which she had laid in order upon the roof. And the men pursued after them the way to Jordan unto the fords. And as soon as they which pursued after them were going out, they shut the gate. And before they were laying down, she came up to them upon the roof, and she said unto the men, I know that Yahuwah hath given you the land, and that your terror is fallen upon us, and that all the inhabitants of the land faint because of you. Ain't that something? To know that Yahuwah is behind you, and even those that you're coming to uproot, they know you're coming, and the fear of Yahuwah just literally rests upon them, and they tremble because they know you coming, and they know you gonna get what you came to get. That's awesome by itself. For we have heard how Yahuwah dried up the water of the Red Sea for you when you came out of Egypt, and what you did unto the 2 kings of the Amorites that were on the other side of Jordan, Sihon and Og, whom ye utterly destroyed. And mind you, they didn't have telephones, but word spreads really fast through the mouth. And as soon as we heard these things, our hearts did melt. Neither did there remain any more courage in any man because of you. For Yahuwah your God, he is God in heaven above and in earth beneath. Now therefore I pray you, swear unto me by Yahuwah, since I have shown you kindness, that ye will also show kindness unto my father's house, and give me a true token, and that ye will save alive my father, and my mother, and my brethren, and my sisters, and all that they have, and deliver our lives from death. And the men answer her, For our life for yours, if we utter not this, our life for yours, if ye utter not this our business. And it shall be, when Yahuwah hath given us this land, that we will deal kindly and truly with thee. Then she let them down by a cord through the window, for her house was upon the tall wall, and she dwelt on the wall. And she said unto them, Get you down to the mountain, lest the pursuers meet you, and hide yourself there 3 days until the pursuers be returned, and afterward you may go your way. And the men said unto her, Will we be blameless of this thine oath which thou hast made us swear? Behold, when we come into the land, thou shalt bind this line of scarlet thread in the window which thou didst let us down by, and thou shalt bring thy father and thy mother and thy brethren and all thy father's household home unto thee. And it shall be that whosoever shall go out of the doors of thy house into the street, his blood shall be upon his head, and we will be guiltless. And whosoever shall be with thee in thine house, his blood shall be on our head, if any hand be upon him. And if thou utter this our business, then we will be quit of thine oath, which thou hast made us to swear. And she said, According unto your words, so be it. And she sent them away, and they departed. And she bound the scarlet line in the window. And they went and came unto the mountain, and abode there 3 days, until the pursuers were returned. And the pursuers sought them out throughout all the way, but found them not. So the 2 men returned and descended from the mountain, and passed over, and came to Joshua the son of Nun, and told him all the things that befell them. And they said unto Joshua, Truly, Yahuwah hath delivered into our hands all the land, for even all the inhabitants of the country do faint because of us. Last chapter for today, Joshua chapter 3. And Joshua rose early in the morning, and they removed from Shittim, and came to Jordan, he and all the children of Israel, and lodged there before they passed over. And it came to pass after 3 days that the officers went through the host, and they commanded the people, saying, When ye see the ark of the covenant of Yahuwah your God, and the priests the Levites bearing it, then ye shall remove from your place and go after it. Yet there shall be a space between you and it, about 2,000 cubits by measure. Come not near unto it, that ye may know the way by which ye must go, for ye have not passed this way heretofore. And Joshua said unto the people, Sanctify yourselves, for tomorrow Yahuwah will do wonders among you. And Joshua spake unto the priests, saying, Take up the ark of the covenant, and pass over before the people. And the people took the ark of the covenant, and went before the people. And Yahuwah said unto Joshua, This day will I begin to magnify thee in the sight of all of Israel, that they may know that as I was with Moses, so will I be with thee. And thou shalt command the priests that bear the ark of the covenant, saying, When ye are coming to the brink of the water of Jordan, ye shall stand still in the Jordan. And Joshua said unto the children of Israel, Come hither and hear the words of Yahuwah your God. And Joshua said, Hereby ye shall know that the living God is among you, and that he will without fail drive out from before you the Canaanites, and the Hittites, and the Hivites, and the Perizzites, and the Girgashites, and the Amorites, and the Jebusites. Behold, the ark of the covenant of Yahuwah of all the earth passeth before you into the Jordan. Now therefore take you 12 men out of the tribes of Israel, out of every tribe a man. And it shall come to pass, as soon as the soles of the feet of the priests that bear the ark of Yahuwah, the Lord of all the earth, shall rest upon the waters of Jordan, that the waters of Jordan shall be cut off from the waters that come down from above, and they shall stand upon a heap. And it shall come to pass, when the people remove from their tents to pass over Jordan, and the priests bearing the ark of the covenant from before the people, and as they bear the ark were come unto the Jordan, and the feet of the priests that bear the ark were dipped in the brim of the water, for Jordan was overflowing all his banks at the time of the harvest, that the waters which came down from above stood and rose up upon a heap very far from the city of Adam, that is beside Zaratan, and those that came down toward the sea of the plain, toward the sea of the plain, even the salt sea failed, and they were cut off, and the people passed right over against Jericho. They split the seas again, if y'all didn't catch that. And the priests that bear the ark of the covenant of Yahuwah stood firm on dry ground in the midst of the Jordan, and all Israel passed over on dry ground until all the people were passed clean over the Jordan. All right, y'all, and that is our reading for today. Isn't that amazing how the most famous stories we hear, but some of the things happen a few different times, and it's like when we read it, it's like the first time, like, what? They parted the Jordan Sea too? How come we ain't never heard that? Because it was... I ain't gonna get into all that. But anyway, that's our reading for today, beautiful people. You saw it right there, the last few verses of Joshua chapter 3, that the Jordan was parted. All right, so we read Joshua 1, 2, and 3. Today is Tuesday, February the 4th, 2020. Day, yes, Princess Ariel. Day 63 of year 2 of reading through the books of the law and the prophets. All right, y'all. So with that being said, we're about to go ahead and get out of here because is she ready to get started? Ariel Princess. Yes, it's Princess Ariel. Yep. No, we're not going to write it right there, but we're going to go right here. May Yahuwah bless us and keep us. May Yahuwah make his face to shine upon us and be gracious unto us, and lift his countenance upon us, and may he give us his peace, his shalom, his salam, and all that concerns us, wholeness in everything we do, everything, spirit, soul, and body. He wants to give us peace in it. All right, y'all. So with that being said, peace. I'll see you tomorrow. You gotta press it a little harder than that.